friends, this is Free Opinion, bringing you my free opinion. So I was going to leave it at the other video I made for the day, but hey, I'm going to push out two today. This one's going to be a pretty quick one, though, so I probably won't even have to do too much editing. So the father of the police officer that was murdered in Boulder, Colorado, came out lashing at I believe at politicians and at the media for using his son's death. You see, here's the thing with Democrats. Never let a good crisis go to waste. So, they see this shooting happen, and they start putting the officer's face, the other people that were murdered's face up, saying, "Do you want this to happen again? Get guns out of the hands of criminals." Well, here's the problem with that idea. Most people that own guns are not criminals. You can't own a gun if you are a criminal, unless you illegally obtain it. So, the whole thing, it annoys me, okay? And it really annoys me that motherfuckers that don't have felonies, that have never owned a weapon, are trying to take the rights away from people that don't have felonies, own weapons, and legally obtain them. This annoys me. Because say you're at work one day, some asshole breaks into your house and your wife is home alone with the kids. She can't overpower him, so he does horrible things to her and then kills her and the kids. If she had a gun, that would not have happened. This is the point I'm getting at, folks. They're using this man's death as a weapon to push through anti-gun regulations and laws. I'm trying to find where his dad spoke. Alright, so this was his sister basically saying bye to him. I'm guessing that's a picture of him when he was a kid. He was a father of 7. Slain CO cop Eric Talleys' dad says son was an AR-15 owner and gun rights activist, which, yes, his father did say that. I'm trying to find what his father actually said. Alright, so according to 100% Fed Up, Officer Eric Talleys was a staunch Second Amendment advocate who owned an AR-15. Father, Homer Talleys, says his son was an AR-15 owner who would be extremely offended by the weaponization of his death against the Second Amendment. His father lashed out against the liberal media this week. Let's see, is this just the same thing again? Homer Talleys tells TMZ Eric, an 11-year vet of Boulder PD, was a strong advocate of gun rights, which most police officers that I know are advocates for gun rights. Because here's the thing. If you have a criminal at your door, always remember, the cops are 15 minutes away. By the time they get to your house, you could be dead. That's the reason why a lot of cops that I know personally, tell people to go and own a firearm, especially females. I had a friend not too long ago, she was almost raped. The cop said, "I'm not telling you to buy a gun, but if I was you, I would buy a gun." Because they cannot always be there. You can't trust your government to protect you. They do a shit job at it already. And they have been for a very long time. If you don't believe me, go look at the crime in the Democrat stronghold cities like LA, like New York, Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, Philadelphia. All of these places are ran by one party, and they have been for many, many years, and all the crime seems to just keep going up every year. It's not and when crime does go down, in the 90s, okay, crime went down real low. Bill Clinton acted like it was him that did it, when no, it was actually because Rudy Giuliani became mayor and became tough on crime, which he already was. I mean, he was an attorney before that. But let's get back into this. Sorry, you guys know how I am. I always go off on tangents. Homer seen the debate erupt over reforming gun laws, and although this tragedy cost him his son, he doesn't blame gun access, and doesn't think Eric would either. He told us, "My son would have been deeply offended to know his death would be used to promote gun control. Before he was an officer, he enjoyed shooting." So, again, guys, don't listen to the fucking media, because the media made it sound like his family was like, oh my god, it was guns that did it. No. It was a bad man who had access to a firearm. It was not the firearm's fault. It was the guy's fault. This is what people need to realize. When it comes down to murders and killings and all this, it's because of the person. Because here's the thing, okay? If you take away all guns, every American, turn in your guns, never allowed to own another one, do you think that's going to stop criminals from having guns? Do you think that gun crime will just disappear? Sure, okay, here. Let's say in a perfect world it did. You know what would happen? It would just turn into knife crimes. It would turn into people being beat to death with baseball bats. If you guys haven't realized, with us as humans, we have always found new and creative ways to kill each other all through time. And saying that people are not allowed to own guns, let's do stricter gun control, is not going to stop that from happening. But it is going to stop those victims from being able to protect themselves when the wolves are at the door. Don't let the fucking media let any of you guys think that gun control is a good thing, because it's not. I lived in New York, where gun control is really, really holds that entire state. And there are many people that I met in New York that died because of gun crimes, because the only people that can have guns are either the super wealthy or the criminals. You guys have a nice day. Please like, comment, subscribe. Pray for this man's family, and don't listen to the media. The media is a bunch of liars. The only thing that they care about is gaining more control for their political party. And we all know, even the ones that call themselves Republican on the news are Republican in name only, and like it when Democrats run the country into the ground, because it gives them more stories. You guys have a nice day.